Let's understand what is soil. Soil is the topmost layer. Please mark those words, topmost layer of the Earth's surface. In geography, it is nothing but it is a thin layer of loose mixture of small rock particles. Please mark those words, loose mixture of SRP, small rock particles, and rotten organic matter that covers much of the land. Topmost layer, loose mixture, small rock particles, rotten organic matter. It supports forests, soil supports forests, grasslands, crops, and all living creatures of the earth. Please confirm the meaning. This is the meaning as per geography. In simple words, soil is something which you and I can see is mud. But in geography, topmost layer, rotten organic matter, loose mixtures, small rock particles, supports grasslands, crops, forests, and living creatures. Soil evolves over millions of years. Give reason. You can choose any one of the two answers. I have given two answers, whichever you like. I'll do the second one. Soil changes with age. As you and I all start changing with age, do you agree? We start changing with age. We start looking a little different from our parents. It gradually starts to look different from the parent rock material. Hence, soil is dynamic. Its components, that is minerals, water, air, organic matter, and organism, constantly change. Can I go ahead? First short answer of this chapter. What is pedogenesis? The process of soil formation by weathering of rocks. Bracketed, bracketed. Name the following two factors which are responsible for soil formation is weathering and erosion. Constitutes of the soil. What is soil made up of? Soil is differed from parent rock material through the process of wear and tear. It is made up of humus, silica, clay, sand. Learn it as HSC. H for humus, S for silica and sand, C for clay. These are the constituents of the soil. This is again a name the following. What is humus? Decomposed vegetal and animal remains is called as humus. Decomposed vegetal and animal remains is called as humus. It is an important constituent of the soil and adds to the fertility of the soil. CBQ means very good competency based questions. Competency means application. That I'll teach you how to solve them as we go ahead. So basically, this part of humus had come in all three. It has come as a meaning. It has come as a MCQ. It has come as identify the layer also. So here, as you can see, name one important constituent that adds to the fertility of the soil. So you should know which layer are we talking about. We are talking about the humus layer. What is soil profile? If you see this, this is an image of soil profile. The vertical cross section. Vertical cross section. So you just imagine you're cutting a cake, vertical cross section. You can see the different layers of the cake. Same here, if you cut the soil vertically, the vertical cross section of the soil is called as soil profile. Consists of humus layer, topsoil, subsoil, weathered rock, and parent rock. What is soil fertility? It refers to the strength of the soil to support plant life. So there are two types of soil, whether the soil is fertile or infertile. Fertile soil is that which supports plant life. What is the characteristics of a fertile soil? It will have organic matter in it, which will help to improve the structure of the soil. It will have sufficient depth. A fertile soil will have good amount of moisture. Important point, it will have good amount of nutrients. Which nutrients? You'll have to learn them. Nitrogen, N2, phosphorus. Phosphorus is what? P, right? And potassium is K, right? These are all the nutrients which a plant and the soil should have to make it fertile. And adding fertility by the missing fertilizers can add the remaining nutrients. Just like you and me take vitamins, the medicines if we need, or we drink a Gatorade and all for the missing nutrients like that. Here you can add fertilizers in the soil for the missing nutrients. These are characteristics of a fertile soil. Moving to what is erosion. This is something which you've studied in middle school also. The removal of the top fertile layer of soil. The removal of the top cover of soil by wind, water, and human activities is called as erosion. The first two lines are the same. It is the removal of the topsoil by human activities or by nature, that is wind or water. Point number 2 here, formation of soil is a very slow process. It takes hundreds of years to form soil layers. And erosion has serious economic consequences. Which are the factors which cause erosion? Growing population, technological development, and reckless human activities contribute to soil erosion. Please mark, name the following there. The next one is also named the following. I have added some extra names there. Causes of soil erosion, same. I have added some more. In the syllabus, there were only 3 and 3. I have added 2 and 2 more. What are the natural causes which cause soil erosion? Topography, water, wind, sea, rainfall. Man-made are deforestation, overgrazing, bad farming, urbanization, and heavy population. Let's explain this. Please mark topography as a short question. They'll 100% ask you topography. How does topography? Here is a photo. How does slopes cause soil erosion? You have to learn the place first. Which is the place they are talking about? Northeastern parts of India, Shivaliks and hilly regions. Please underline. Your school short Jaguar car question. Jaguar car of the color of your choice will come to your house. Your school will 100% ask you topography causes soil erosion, which parts? Or vice versa, they might give you the place and tell you to identify the type of soil erosion there. So which are the parts? Northeastern parts, which are these? What is GKJ? Anybody? Which are the 3 mountains in Northeast? Garo, Khasi, and Jaintia. Over the course of the chapter and over the course of the map marking, I'll teach you where is Garo, Khasi, and Jaintia. It is in Northeast India. What are the Shivaliks? This used outer Himalayas are called Shivaliks, which we studied in 8th grade. वहां पर भी erosion होता है, and hilly regions of India all are affected because of topography. So they'll ask you, let's say for example, Shivaliks are facing erosion. What is the cause? So you should know topography is the cause. During heavy rainfall in these areas, heavy downpour, the water is washing away the soil. Nature of rainfall, again, very similar. It's marked from line number 2. Please bracket that. Heavy downpour during monsoon months, and in the remaining months, droughts are frequent. This affects soil by eroding it. Too much rainfall, then too much dryness. Too much rainfall and too much dryness eventually results in soil erosion. Deforestation, this you learned in the middle school also. Forests are destroyed so that more land can be used for farming. This exposes the soil to wind and water, leading to erosion. One thing which I want you to bring to your notice, very important, unlike history, this year geography points are very small in size. The size of the points are not very big. That means the points which you learn have to be conceptually very clear. You need to know, once again, revising topography, that is in Shivaliks, Northeast India and hilly regions with topography causes erosion. So they can ask you both ways. Explain topography as erosion, or these are the places, identify the erosion area. You'll get one more on this page. Look here, for sure again. Bad farming techniques. The poor farmer in traditional farming technique ways plows the field in traditional farming technique ways. The farming techniques are and the small size farms lead to large scale erosion on the erosion on a very large scale. How do you prevent this, or what is the reason? The absence of terracing, contour plowing, crop rotation, and improper use of manure are all causes of soil erosion and bad farming techniques. If you don't do terracing, contour cultivation, crop rotation, and improper use of manure, it is going to result in bad farming techniques. Heavy population, more forests are being destroyed to convert into houses, feed the increasing population. This increases, this is one of the main causes of soil erosion. You may not learn the figure. This is usually asked only in school, not in board exams. One more short because it has an example of a place here. Overgrazing. The number of domesticated animals in India is the highest in the world. When these cattle graze in open lands, they make the soil bare of vegetation. Winds will carry away this soil. Where is this mainly seen? Please mark many parts of Rajasthan. Short application question. They will put short. They have already put yours. That's already put. Rajasthan gets which type of erosion? राजस्थान का cause क्या है? Overgrazing. Overgrazing happens because of wind. Wind erosion happens because of overgrazing. Explain what is overgrazing. That is, India cattle is the highest in the world. When these cattle open or eat on bare lands or bare vegetation, it results in the same. Last part of the chapter, conservation of soil. Prevention of soil erosion. or misuse of prevention of soil is called as soil conservation. Please mark the meaning. Prevention of soil erosion, whatever we studied, you have to prevent it, or misuse of soil is termed as effects of soil erosion. Four of them are there, but all are one-liners. Next page. What are the effects of soil erosion? It causes droughts and floods. Drying of vegetation and extension of arid lands may increase the frequency of droughts and floods. One liner again. It affects soil moisture by lowering the underground water table. If erosion happens, your underground water table is also eroded, or your underground water table is also reduced, thus decreasing soil moisture. And loss of fertile soil results in loss of minerals, nutrients from the surface, thus drops agricultural productivity. This one is only names. Silting of rivers and canals, reoccurrence of landslides, adverse effects on economic prosperity and cultural development are some other effects. These are only names in your syllabus. No explanation. इसका matter दिया ही नहीं syllabus. Can I do the last part? You see these are the scheme. This is one of the schemes which the government has removed to prevent soil erosion and basically do soil conservation. In every chapter, whichever is there, one government scheme is also mentioned. So for soil, they have mentioned the scheme. When I teach you vegetation, usme bhi forest ke liye they have done scheme. Whatever scheme the government has done for water resources is also there. In transport chapter also, some of you have done transport in school, right? वहां पर also you must have studied those golden quadrilateral and all this scheme the government has come. Basically हर chapter में एक government का answer is there. This is the soil conservation scheme. Here you can see the name mentioned. Every 5-year plan में they which they had done. Aim of this scheme. Now the scheme here, please understand. Do you remember last year you had salient features 2 में constitution का salient features 2 में those yojanas. Here also these are similar, but here the matter is completely summarized. Completely summarized just to 2 to 3 lines. Let's see what are the aims with respect to soil. The aim of the soil conservation scheme, please mark those 5 points. First one is aiming at conservation of soil. Common sense. Second one, conservation of soil on agricultural land. It has some parts of land reclamation. Number 3. Number 4, soil and land use survey. And number 5, raising utility trees on private compounds. If you see, your private compounds where trees are grown, those trees are not allowed to be cut because it comes under this scheme. If a tree is there, you cannot cut a tree and make your car park there. Not allowed. You have to leave that tree because the trees are counted by the government. You must have seen on roads, trees are numbered also because the government comes and takes a count from time to time. Because it's an offense to cut down these utility trees. These are called as utility trees. Let's see the first scheme. Are we there together? The first scheme is a very basic scheme. Only the name is given. Please mark the name. National project. Please mark the name. National project. National project on development and use of biofertilizers. Can you see the name? I underlined it. The second scheme is National Project on Quality Control. These are the two names. Please mark 1 and 2. So in the first part of the point, they've just given you the names. What are these two names? National Project on Development and Use of Biofertilizers and National Project on Quality Control. What is the aim of this scheme? It teaches you balanced use of fertilizers. Last line, if you see, balanced and integrated use of fertilizers. Second scheme which they started with respect to soil was rainwater harvesting. If you do rainwater harvesting, it is going to prevent soil erosion and recharge of groundwater also. I have put a photo here for rainwater harvesting, if you can see. Please check first 2 points clear. Here you can see it is called as the centrally sponsored scheme. The number 3 was integrated watershed management. The name of this scheme is integrated watershed management. Please mark the aim of this scheme. Improve the ability of the catchment by reducing erosion and silt flow. Next one, control of shifting cultivation. Again, please mark, this is mainly seen in Northeast India. So they can give you a short question here, 100%. Name the scheme which was started in Northeast India. With respect to the soil chapter was control of shifting cultivation. It encourages farmers to practice terrace farming, afforestation, support for fuel and fodder requirements. Again, one more short answer, as you can see. A scheme for the reclamation and development of ravine areas was launched in MP, UP, and Rajasthan. What are ravine areas? Please mark if you don't know what are ravine areas. Ravine areas are those areas which have got submerged under water. So your land has gone underwater. These lands can go underwater for various reasons. These lands can get filled with water for various reasons. One of them can be simple improper use of water or improper use of rainwater harvesting by the government. So land gets submerged. But can you keep the land submerged? No. Why? Because this land is which land? This land is fertile land. So you need to remove the water to do agriculture. So ये scheme है, जैसे for example our North India government, MP, UP, Rajasthan, these wala governments did not care about the fertile soil. So their land got submerged. Now they are removing the water, bringing the soil back and doing agriculture. So government said, North India, you are not caring about your fertile land. You have to care about your fertile land. So that's why the scheme came, reclamation and development of ravine. That land which got submerged has to be reclaimed. Okay, we do directly soil erosion by human activities. Please put this one repeated. That is deforestation. Please put repeated. Did we study this point earlier today? Yes. The outer Himalayas, the Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats are all subjected to Deforestation. If there is deforestation, please mark point number 3 there. Heavy downpour will take away the soil. The removal of vegetation cover of different land use, like for railways, roadways, building, also result in sheet, drill, and gully. Forest agar kata, when you cut down the forest, which parts? Himalayas, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats. Heavy downpour will take away the soil. Or please mark this point number 5. If you cut the forest for human use like railways, roadways, and all, this will also cause sheet, drill, and gully. Wrongful agricultural practices you cannot learn from here. You can directly do from this one, which was there, which we did here. Question number 17, if you see. Question number 17. Bad agricultural techniques is wrongful agriculture practice. Please write similar to question number 17. Bracket this, these wrongful agricultural practices, just one more line, are also called as zooming and slash and burn methods. Overgrazing also please write similar to question number. Can you please check which was the question number for overgrazing which we had done on the last page? Question 19. Here if you see here we have marked up for someone. Question number 19 is same as overgrazing. Here we are studying it again, but here instead of studying it as soil erosion, here we are studying it as soil erosion done by human activity. So please write the same as question number 19. And urbanization, this was also there. Question number 18, heavy population on pressure. Cities create better job and this. As a result, people want to move from rural areas to urban areas. When you move to urban areas, agricultural land nearby is used for construction. And sometimes this fertile topsoil is used to make bricks also. Basically, all these are erosion by man. Final answer, final two answers. Please put this repeated. Erosion in areas of wind. Where does wind erosion happen? Wind erosion, name the following, happens mainly in Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Haryana, which we had done. Deforestation is a cause. Where does erosion by water happen? Which parts of India? Chambal Valley, the Piedmont zone of Himalayas, Chota Nagpur Plateau, Tapi or Sabarmati Valley, and the Regur area. Regur means black soil area of Rajasthan, Maharashtra. Sorry. Last one, how do you prevent soil erosion? Strip cropping, alternate strips of crops should be grown to prevent soil erosion. Please have a look at this photo. This is your strip cropping photo. I'll show you terracing photo also. This is a strip crop. Can you see this? Alternate strips of crops should be grown, which will prevent erosion from wind to happen. This is your terracing kafo. This is the next one, terrace farming. The land is converted into steps, which prevent soil erosion from. And this is contour plowing kafo. Contour plowing is very similar to this. This is a contour plowing, where the land is made uneven. This is another photo of contour. All three are very similar. Strip cropping means alternate strips of crops, one tall crop, one short crop. Contours are also, one area would be higher, one area would be lower. And terrace farming is step farming. Basically, you've converted your slope into steps. So the same thing, strip cropping prevents impact of wind. Plugging gullies help to deposit the silt. I'll show you a gully photo also. First, mark terrace farming. On hilly areas, the terraces act as bunds. This is used in Japan, USA, and Southeast Asia. Contour plowing prevents slopes, contours on a slope to be washed away. This is also practiced in Japan, China, and Southeast Asia. The last 2 points, construction of a dam. Dam should be constructed on upper courses of river to prevent soil erosion, and planting of trees act as shelter belts along the edges of the field to prevent soil erosion. Please mark 41, 42 repeated and important, but farmers plant trees in several rows to check wind erosion. Explain 2 ways to prevent erosion in hilly areas. Box that word hilly areas. Here I have already marked star for 3 and 4. That is terracing and contour plowing. Your cycle of poverty, the steps taken by the government to counter poverty. These are only names. You just have to learn the names. What are the steps taken by the government to counter poverty for a poor farmer? Use of technology, use of high yielding variety crops, alternative sources of livelihood, and limited increase in poverty.